Suprabhatam friends, welcome to my channel Plants and Me. This is Dr. Sri Devi from Mangaluru, Karnataka, India. Abroma augustum or Abroma augusta is the plant which is going to be repotted today. It's a medicinal plant, it's an Ayurvedic plant, and I bought this plant online and I would be repotting it today. This is the plant. It has got this nice cordate shaped leaves. The young leaves are heart shaped. Later on the shape of the leaf becomes different. It becomes lanceolate. It has come in this grow bag. I am taking the garden soil, vermicompost, and today instead of sand I am going to add pumice powder to the potting mix. I would be using a 12-inch pot. So I have taken the mud accordingly. I am adding this pumice stone powder. The garden soil and the pumice stone powder are in the ratio 1:1/2. This is one portion and this is half of this. I am mixing both. Now I will be adding vermicompost. Vermicompost is of the quantity of potting mix, that is soil, garden soil. So this is the pot which I am going to use. This is a 12-inch pot. I will open up this drainage holes. This actually is broken, but I will retain this pot. This will in fact help in good drainage. I'll fill this pot and get back. I have filled 2/3 of this pot. I'll make some space in the center. I'll remove the plant from this grow bag. So this has come out very easily. I'm trying to tease this soil so that the roots are exposed. Here the roots are exposed to some extent. am not disturbing the root ball entirely, just a little bit to open up the roots. If they get exposed, then they will become active. This is pure mud, only mud. There is no nothing added for good drainage. Alternatively, what I can do is I can expose a few more roots so that more new roots are formed. There is some other plant in this, and these roots, they will help the plant to penetrate into the potting mix, and it will develop few more new roots. Otherwise this doesn't have anything for good drainage, this part of the soil. So this is always dangerous because it won't drain the water properly, or rainwater also, it won't drain properly, and these roots will undergo root rot. So that is why I have tried to remove as much mud as possible, but I don't want to disturb the roots completely, otherwise the plant will go into shock. Now I'll add the remaining potting mix. I'll water this plant. Sunlight requirement for Abroma augusta or Abroma augustum. It is a full sun plant, requires minimum 6 to 8 hours of sun exposure. It's a flowering plant, so it requires sun, full sun, for minimum 6 to 8 hours. Water requirement, it requires moist soil, but that soil should be well draining. It doesn't like water clogging at all. Once the water starts logging in, it immediately goes into root rot. So we have to be very careful. The potting mix should be well draining, but it should be kept moist all the time. Usually my favorite is sand. This time I am experimenting with the pumice stone powder. Both will have the same effect. Sand also helps in draining, this also will help in draining, that's it. It's not actually any experiment as such. I am just replacing sand with pumice stone powder, that's it. Getting sand is a little difficult these days. Pumice stone powder is readily available. That is the obvious reason for which I am using pumice stone powder instead of sand. That is about the water requirement. Nutrition. These are heavy feeders, and while blooming especially, they require lots of energy. These plants produce beautiful blooms. The flowers are actually pendulous, that means they hang down. It looks as if the flowers are facing down. That is why in Hindi it is called as ulat kambal. Ulat means ulta or upside down. They have got huge, very big maroon or dark red colored flowers which are pendulous, and that's how the name ulat kambal. And during the flowering season, these plants require heavy nutrition. I have added vermicompost to the soil. These also require acidic medium. I have not added anything to the potting mix to make the soil acidic. We can add Epsom salt, we can add vinegar mixed in water. That also will make the soil acidic. Now I have not added because I don't have it now. Otherwise we can add it. That will also help the plant to come out of the transplant shock. I have removed from the grow bag and put it into the pot. So it will go into shock, transplant shock for some time. So to allow the plant to come out of the transplant shock, Epsom salt will help a lot. And during the flowering season, adding bone meal would be a very good idea. I have used a very big pot, 12-inch pot, because this plant is a huge plant. In fact, it's a small tree. Sometimes this pot may not be enough also to produce roots and for the plant to grow. At that time, I might change the potting mix and the pot also. But for now, till it grows and occupies the whole pot, it will be in this. So this Abroma augustum or Abroma augusta, it is a medicinal plant. In Ayurveda, it is used for menstrual disorders, for even psychic disorders. It acts as a tranquilizer, it soothes the nerves, and even in insomnia, sleeping disorders also it is used. Apart from that, in women's problem, dysmenorrhea, amenorrhea, that is where the patient is not getting menses, there also this plant can be used. It actually needs a very warm climate, so it is very predominant in tropical region. But in Dakshina Kannada, that is in Mangaluru, it doesn't grow. It is available in other dry regions. So that is also one of the reasons why I added pumice stone powder. The potting mix will become, very, very dry, and it will give that tropical feel to the plant. Humidity is there, but the weather needs to be dry, and the roots, though they require regular watering, they do not like clogging. So that is also one of the reason I have added pumice stone powder. As such, the plant is very cute. The initial leaves will be different, and as the plant grows, the initial leaves are heart shaped, and as the plant grows into a tree, the leaf changes to a lanceolate or a sword shaped leaves. And the flowers, as I said, they are very beautiful, dark maroon color. That's about it. That's how I repotted Abroma augusta today. Thanks for joining. Take care. Bye.